This time on Word on the Street, a Hollywood celebrity makes a stop in Iowa City.
And the recap of the Emmy Awards. So sit back,
Relax, and here's the Word on the Street.
Welcome back to another episode of Word on the Street.
Your go-to for all things arts and entertainment, both locally and nationally.
And the Emmys were this weekend, which was so exciting, so we have a lot to cover.
Yes, but before we do that, let's talk about a performance that happened right here in Iowa City this past weekend. Now, Grace, I know you were out of town this weekend having fun, but here in Iowa City, we had a very special visitor stop by.
I am so jealous. I want to hear all about this, and I'm so glad you got to go.
Yeah, so Schitt's Creek actor Noah Reid is on tour right now, and I didn't even know he was a musician, but he blew me away with his voice. So let's take a quick look at the concert this weekend at Engler Theater. I'm at Engler Theater in downtown Iowa City, where right behind me, the stage is getting set for singer-songwriter Noah Reid. Engler is the second stop on Noah Reid's Live Again tour. Noah is best known for his role Patrick Brewer on Schitt's Creek, and along with having an extensive acting background, he's also been writing and releasing music since 2016. The crowd was pretty packed leading up to the opener, Sarah Grace White. I asked Engler, why Noah Reid?
He reaches families that want to come out to have some entertainment, and he reaches college students that need an escape from a busy first couple of weeks of classes.
100%.
Hello.
Seeing Noah sneak up on Keegan and how much the audience enjoyed him, I could definitely see why Live Again came to Iowa City.
Would you say your music is soulful and it just reaches people's hearts?
I would say that's the intent. Yeah. So we'll try to reach people's hearts and brains and shatter their bones a little bit too, just for fun.
Noah is big on vinyl records and talked about how important they were in shaping this tour. And the audience just ate up all his stories and jokes.
Dude, I know.
And of course, he played beautiful music. From Engler Theater, Hannah Lipski, DITV Arts and Culture. Noah was just such a great performer, and I don't know why I was surprised, but he told like so many jokes and like just had great charisma and great comedy aspects, which makes sense being an actor, being on Schitt's Creek. But
All that practice.
Oh yes, but like the audience was just like laughing, eating up all his jokes, and he was just really like down to earth, and he really connected with them, and it felt more like a garage concert. Like you were just sitting there, like he was just playing for you, and then he would just tell you a little bit about the song, his inspiration. It was really cool. And the opener, Sarah Grace White, she's actually the daughter of actress Katie Sagal. I remember, I know I'm a little bit young to like say this, but the only thing that I've seen her in was Pitch Perfect 2 when she played Emily's mom.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that, but yeah.
Vaguely remember that.
Okay, but she's like a big actress, so that was really cool when
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I actually talked to her too. She mistook me for a worker there, and she came up to ask me a question, and she was like, hey, how do I get to the green room? I'm like, I don't know. I don't work here. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought with the badge. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just media.
I love it. I absolutely
she was really
love
nice.
it. That's awesome.
But yeah, I actually got to ask Noah a question. I don't know if you saw it in the package, but he came up behind the events director, Keegan, when I was interviewing him, and I was like, this is the perfect time. I have to shoot my shot. So I asked him a question. So let's take a quick look at how it went. How do you like Iowa City? Is this your first time here?
First time here. We just got in, a couple hours ago?
Yeah.
And mostly we've seen the inside of this building, which I love. But pulling in and seeing the marquee, even just the names of Leo Kottke and Sharon Van Etten, and to be in between those two is pretty awesome. I saw that Jeff Tweedy and Joy Oladukin was here. It's very, very cool. I mean, obviously this is just like an incredible music hall that I'm excited to play.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was just such a cool experience, and I really enjoyed just being there with the music, I could only record like the first 3 songs. So after that, Angler was just like, yeah, you could just hang out and enjoy the concert. And that's what I did. And I would say his music is kind of similar to like Noah Kahan. It's kind of like folky and a little bit like
I could definitely see those vibes.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to get more into his music because, I mean, after that, like, I'm starting to become a fan, so.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad you got to experience that. That's incredible, and I'm happy for you. And he seems like such a nice guy, and the Angler is really up and coming with some of the people that have been going there.
Definitely.
So I know my mom was looking at the schedule, and she was like, oh my gosh, Noah Reid, like from Schitt's Creek. So
my mom was reading out too.
So exciting. A lot happening in Iowa City, but also a lot happening on a national level this week. We have a lot to recap about the Emmys. I feel like so much happened this time almost. It was a little bit different. I was watching here and there. I was on a plane, so it was like back and forth and layovers trying to catch up. But let's get right into it and start breaking down some of these winners.
So let's start with Best Comedy, which I think is your favorite category.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So the winner this year was The Studio.
Yay.
And we are so happy about this. We actually predicted.
Our prediction was right. Yes.
I said we said if it wasn't The Studio, it'd be like The Bear because of whatever legacy. Or like Hacks, we said maybe. Yeah, we said Hacks. But I'm so happy that The Studio, like for their first season, you know, scored, and then they were a big scorer, which we'll get into later. But let's take a look at this awesome moment when they won.
And the Emmy goes to The Studio.
For its first eligible year, The Studio has received 23 nominations, which has tied the record for the most nominations in a single year for a comedy.
In 23 nominations is pretty insane.
Yeah, especially for a show that literally it was his first season to have that many and to win that big. So, I mean, Seth Rogen is a comedic genius, but hey, he was recognized by the Academy too.
Yeah, and especially this category is always so competitive, and I mean, I always feel like it can go like either to it's anyone's game, but I'm excited that they're mixing it up a little bit. I love the new names. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when like the same show wins over and over and over every single year, because it doesn't really encourage anyone to kind of step out and try something new. But yeah, going off of that, Seth Rogen also came home with a trophy in hand for himself, taking home the title of Best Lead Actor in a Comedy Series.
Seth Rogen, The Studio.
This is the first Emmy win and 9th nomination for Seth Rogen. Also nominated for directing, producing, and writing The Studio.
Thank you. Wow, this is amazing. I so could not wrap my head around this happening that I literally prepared nothing. I've never won anything in my life.
I just love how he was so himself in that. Like, you could just see like how cool of a person he is to be around. Even with like, I don't know what to do. Like, he's just so funny. And yeah, it was his first ever Emmy win.
Which is so surprising.
And
I feel like he's
so much, so big.
You can just hear and see how excited everyone was for him and for the success of this show. And that just makes me smile. It makes me want to watch it. It's so nice when people are like just being so supportive. And yeah, I mean, great win for that show. Really, it's going to take off. I have a feeling.
I think so too. And even just looking at some of the guest stars, it's really cool how it's like set up as like they guest star as themselves. So I'm really interested to see more about that and if they're going to have more like big celebrities as themselves and like how that's going to kind of pan out. And yeah, it's just cool breaking the fourth wall and kind of seeing like the behind the scenes of how movies and TV shows are made.
Absolutely. Yeah. And sticking in the comedy category, Jean Smart took home the Best Actress in a Comedy Series for her show Hacks. I'm a little sad that Kristen Bell didn't win. My prediction was wrong. And this was Jean Smart's 7th Emmy win.
Yes, and she won this category last year, which we kind of predicted would go the same way again. But yeah, Kristen Bell, sad. And it was also her first nomination too in an Emmy, which is crazy to me because she's been in like quite a few TV shows before.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But switching off a little bit, I know that you were really excited about the drama category this year.
Yes, I was.
And some of the outcomes as well. And although Severance did not take home the big prize.
Which I have lots of problems with, but
they didn't leave empty-handed,
No.
which is what's important, right? So, however, let's start with the big award.
Yes.
This one went to the popular show The Pit, which is about the modern-day healthcare system and day-to-day working in a hospital. And it kind of, I've seen a couple episodes of this show. I really enjoy it. It's kind of like an updated Grey's Anatomy.
That's what I've kind of took away from it. I've seen a lot of clips online as well.
Yeah.
And my only problem with, well, I have several, but my big problem with it winning Best Drama is it's the fact that it's just not an original idea.
That is,
like,
yeah,
and most TV shows and movies aren't, but Severance is an original idea. And
Yeah.
that's why I was like, come on, like, how did it not win? Because it's so out there and it's so different, but that could also be why it's so out there and so different. And people love their medical shows. They love it. So
personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Grey's Anatomy and the medical shows, only because I have a really weak stomach, and seeing that on screen is like the last thing I want to see. But The Pit is a little bit different. I mean, no, not the completely original idea, but Noah Weil, who's the lead doctor in the show, is really, really good. And we'll get into that as well later. But for now, let's take a look at the great moment when this show won.
I have the best producing partners and friends in the world in John Wells and Noah Wiley. I don't know where he is. My secret weapon, Dr. Joe Sachs. Who else? Our friends, our families, and a big shout out. I want to dedicate this on behalf of everyone to all the healthcare workers, frontline, first responders. Respect them, protect them, trust them. Thank you.
And this was one of my favorite reactions of the entire night, was just seeing how excited they were to win this award. You can really tell that a lot of heart and soul went into this. And you know, we were kind of saying earlier that like sometimes when you win so much, it just doesn't matter to you and you're just like, meh. But it's really awesome to see the excitement, because it is a really big deal and it's so competitive, and they should be really, really excited. So props to them. This was great.
And shouting out like first responders and healthcare workers. I think taking the 45 seconds that they were told like to take that moment for them, I think is a pretty big deal too. And just kind of shows up what the show was meant to be about. And
Absolutely.
But now, for Best Lead Actress in a Drama Series, the one and only Britt Lauer from Severance took home the win. I'm so happy for her. She was amazing, amazing, amazing. And like I said, not only does she play one character in this show, but she plays two, and they're the same character, but they're different. You're normal, everyday person, but then you have your work character, and they're completely different because your brain is severed like Severance, and it's a different character, and they both want different things. So to play those off of each other is so incredible, which is why I'm so upset Adam Scott did not win, because he literally, not spoiling it at all, but this happens in the show, he has a conversation, his Audi has a conversation with this innie, and it's a very big point in the show, which I'm not going to say it is, or what it is about, but it's like to have an actor play two characters that are so similar but also have different motives and be mad at each other. It's just a crazy concept that he's going back and forth doing his. I'm just upset he didn't win.
I think the show itself is just a wild concept, and Britt Lauer is so good in it. From what I have seen of the show, she's really good. They're all very good. It's a very weird show, very eerie. But for lead actor, Noah Weil did take home the win. But it does make sense. Pitt did win Best Show. Kind of goes hand in hand. I'm not really surprised.
I heard he was really amazing.
He's very good in it. He is so good in it. So let's take a look at the win.
What a dream this has been. Oh my goodness. First of all, to my fellow nominees, just having my name included in your company is the honor of a lifetime. Thank you to everybody at HBO Max and to Warner Brothers Television for allowing the conditions to exist for lightning to strike in my life twice. John Wells, thank you for being that lightning.
And I am really happy for him. Like, good for him. He had his moment, and you know what? People say great things about the show. I've seen a few episodes here and there, but I haven't seen too much of his character, but good for Adam Wiley. But let's just mention Best Writing really quick. It went to Andor, which didn't really win any awards except for Best Writing, which was kind of just like a pop in there, but it's a Star Wars-based show. And then Best Directing went to Slow Horses, which again didn't really win that much this year. But yeah, those were kind of just thrown in there in the category. You know, the other two leading shows, The Pit and Severance, didn't get those, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Andor is really popular, but I'm honestly not super surprised that it didn't win a lot more. I feel like those kind of shows just
it's very niche, you know,
fly under the radar, and they'll win here and there, but
Yes. But I did want to shout out some of the biggest winners of the night. There are a few that come to mind.
Yeah, of course. And there were a couple of shows that took home some outrageous amount of awards. So let's start with the studio, bringing home the most awards of the night with 9 and 13 total, including Outstanding Comedy, Outstanding Lead Actor for Seth Rogen, Outstanding Guest Actor for Bryan Cranston, Outstanding Writing and Directing for a Comedy, Outstanding Music Supervision, Sound Mixing and Sound Editing for a half-hour series, Outstanding Picture Editing for a single camera comedy series, Outstanding Cinematography for a half-hour series, Outstanding Production Design for a half-hour narrative program, Outstanding Casting for a comedy series, and lastly, Outstanding Contemporary Costumes for a series.
Yeah. Holy cow. That's a lot.
Wow.
And it's just crazy that it won that much, and it's literally its first season. So I can't get over that.
I'm really excited though because it's about Hollywood in the movie industry, so it really just makes me want to watch it so badly, because to me it's like a comedy about that industry is probably really accurate to what it's really like.
Because it's actual experiences, and I feel like after this amount of recognition, these amount of awards, this show is going to see a huge boost in funding, and I think we're going to see a lot more next season with whatever's to come. I think it's just going to be bigger and better.
Yeah.
But moving on to the best drama, which was The Pit. And, you know, I already shared my strong opinions, but the Academy has spoken. But The Pit won a total of 5 awards, which wasn't the leading one for the category, but it won Outstanding Drama Series, Outstanding Lead Actor for Noah Wyle, Outstanding Supporting Actress Catherine Lanassa, Outstanding Guest Actor Sean Hattasey, and Outstanding Casting for a Drama Series. And now moving on to my favorite show of the season, Severance, which actually won more awards than The Pit. I might add, it came home with 8 awards total. And I just want to say Adam Scott deserved so much better, but anyways, continuing on, let's go to see what their awards are. Severance won Outstanding Lead Actress for Britt Lauer, Supporting Actor for Tramal Tillman, which we'll get into later, and Guest Actress Merritt Weaver. Outstanding Title Design, which is the opening sequence in Severance, is just so creative and disturbing at the same time. And it's really cool if they changed it from season to season to really sum up what you were going to see that season. Outstanding Production Design for an hour-long narrative. Outstanding Contemporary Program, Outstanding Music Composition and Sound Mixing for an hour-long series. And my favorite award, which doesn't get enough recognition, is Outstanding Cinematography for an hour-long series. So even though Severance didn't take away the biggest award of the night, it won the most, and I like how it got recognition for some of the backside creative and technical aspects.
Yeah, and one thing before we kind of move on from the comedy and dramas, I just find it very interesting that The Bear pretty much flopped completely. Didn't win a single award. None of them did. And last year they won a lot.
Yeah.
So it's just really interesting. I did say in the last episode, the new season was just, it really was not anything special. It was kind of hard to get through, which is really sad because it's such a good show and it has so much heart and character and soul. And, you know, from having family in Chicago, it's like, this is Chicago.
It's just
in
also hard to keep topping you know what I mean? Like once you win, it's hard to just keep going up and up and up. They might have already just hit their peak, and that's what happens sometimes with TV shows is one season is the peak and it just kind of flattens up from there, and that could be happening with The Bear, and they're just going to wrap it up and then it'll be done.
The first season is definitely the best season and very hard to beat, but moving on to the limited series or anthology series, 2 shows stuck out the most and tied for 9 awards each, starting with the winner of Outstanding Limited or Anthology Series, Adolescence. Other than Outstanding Limited Series, it won Outstanding Lead Actor for Stephen Graham, Outstanding Actor Owen Cooper, and Supporting Actress Erin Daugherty. Outstanding Writing and Directing, Outstanding Casting, Cinematography, and Outstanding Short Form Nonfiction. The other standout from the category is The Penguin, which this is not their first season. This is at least their second season at this rate.
I think so, but I'm pretty sure the show's done after this.
Yes.
Yeah.
It got a ton of recognition last year, I know, which is like, for Colin Farrell was so good at it. Unrecognizable. It's crazy what prosthetics can do.
And exactly.
Yeah, and they won most of the creative awards in the category, winning Outstanding Lead Actress Kristen Milioti, Outstanding Special Visual Effects in a Single Episode, Outstanding Music Composition and Sound Mixing and Editing, also Outstanding Contemporary Hairstyling, Prosthetic, Makeup, and contemporary makeup. And these are out of all the series, not just the ones in the limited category. And lastly, outstanding contemporary costumes for a limited or anthology series.
I haven't seen The Penguin yet, or Adolescence, which is really surprising because I love crime stuff. So I've heard amazing things about Adolescence, so I definitely need to go see it, especially considering, you know, the supporting actor was the youngest to ever win in that category.
The youngest to ever win. And that kind of transitions us into our next thing, which was the best moments of tonight.
So starting with Severance, the supporting actor, it was the first time a Black gay man won this award in the drama category. So I thought that was a pretty big deal. And he plays Mr. Milchick in the show, which is a kind of eerie character, but I found something out today. This is his first ever acting role.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Well, that's a crazy start to this acting career. And then like we were talking about, Owen Cooper from Adolescence was the youngest winner in the history of the Emmys.
So awesome.
Took home his award at age 15. It was my favorite moment of the night. He was so adorable how happy everyone was for him. I mean, everyone in that category was just clapping and cheering, and like this kid was just so
he couldn't believe it.
He was at a loss for words. But let's take a look at the moment.
Standing up here is just, wow, it's just so surreal. Honestly, when I started these drama classes a couple of years back, I didn't expect to be even in the United States, never mind here. But I think tonight proves that if you listen and you focus and you step out your comfort zone, you can achieve anything in life.
I think that was just an adorable moment, and everyone was so encouraging to him. And I mean, I couldn't imagine being up there at that age, like in high school and winning a freaking Emmy. That's just so cool.
This kid's going far.
Oh, yes. But Seth Rogen, as we know, won his first Emmy, so that was a pretty big moment for him. And then another one was Stephen Colbert, which I kind of figured would happen. He won for Best Late Night Talk Show, and he received a standing ovation before he was announced, when they were just announcing the nominees, and then when he was announced as the winner. Kind of makes sense with his cancellation of his show to kind of go out with a bang.
Yeah. I kind of have mixed feelings about this one. Personally, I am not a huge Stephen Colbert fan. I love late night shows, and I'm very passionate about which ones are the top and which ones are.
I'm surprised. What's his name? Jimmy Fallon wasn't nominated.
He never really is like in the loop, but
just crazy.
Personally, Fallon on top all the way. I love Jimmy Fallon. I'm such a big fan of Jimmy Fallon. And I think, maybe because he's literally like The Tonight Show. That show has been on for years and years and years. And The Late Show with Stephen Colbert has only been on since about 2015. So it's not like a set running show where they just switch out the host. But, his show being canceled, like, yes, it sucks and it's sad. But I feel like out of some of the other nominees, he really wasn't the best. And I don't know if he was just kind of given the award because it was canceled. But it was really sweet how everyone rallied behind him and stood for him. And let's take a look.
Thank you for this honor. I want to thank CBS for giving us the privilege to be part of the late night tradition, which I hope continues long after we're no longer doing this show. I got to thank these people, those people up there, the 200 incredible professionals. You are the pros from Dover, and I'm so proud to be one of you. We got to thank the people who have supported us for the last 20 years.
And one of my favorite moments of the night, I am a Law and Order fan through and through. This show has been on for years and years and years, at least 20 years. And I kid you not, I have seen every single episode. I am the biggest Mariska Hargitay fan there ever is. I absolutely adore her. I feel like she's just like the greatest of all time. Like no one can beat her. And so the Law and Order cast reunion at the Emmys the other day was like just my favorite. And she also had a documentary come out this year about her mother. And it was Jane Mansfield as her mother. And it was such a good documentary. I just feel like she had such a great year overall. And I feel like she's one of those people that like, I just hope she wins at everything and is just successful in everything she does.
Yeah.
She's great. But let's take a look at this moment and the reunion.
That sound, that's the sound my phone makes when Mariska calls me.
We are your Law and Order dream team. Icons, veterans, survivors of so many rooftop chase scenes.
And we're all here tonight with one clear mission.
To remind you that Mariska Hargitay has literally solved more fictional crimes than most actual precincts.
She's been on SVU for 27 years.
And the Emmys were just so great this year. Yeah. They apparently only went over by 2 minutes, which is a record because they usually go over by a lot more. We didn't really touch on the host. I feel a little bit bad, but I just didn't think there was anything too memorable. I think he told I think he introduced things well. I think he kept he was kind of funny to keep like keep it light. Yeah. But there weren't any like big moments that stuck out to me from his hosting, but he just did well, and I feel like that's kind of important. As a host, you don't want you don't want something to be like, I'm remembering from the Golden Globes that one year the comments about Barbie, like you don't want anything like that. So, but he did good, and I could see him hosting again. Like he did a decent job.
Nate Bargatze is a really interesting comedian because he kind of prides himself on not like using jokes that have like foul language or that are too like risque, but he's still pretty funny, and I feel like he's just like seems like a nice guy, and I think the host should move the show along, not take away from it, but add to it nicely, right? I feel like he did that. I didn't see anything that was nothing was trending on Instagram about the host. Usually there is. So props wins all the way around. So a good Emmys.
Yeah, but coming back to Iowa City. Here this week, we have the Infinite Dream Festival starting today through Saturday. The festival is about the shape and depth of complexity of the American story. And people from all over with different backgrounds will be speaking about their experiences. If those interested in attending can buy passes or individual tickets.
Yeah, that's right. Stay tuned next week to get the full rundown of the festival. But for now, thank you so much for joining us today on Word on the Street.
We will be here every week to give you your entertainment updates.
But for now, I'm Grace Lathrop.
And I'm Hannah Lipski, and we'll see you next time on Word on the Street.